Hi everyone. Look, another week of providing great programs to all our youth members. So thank you to everybody that's doing that. A further reminder to all our Queensland applicants for AJ 2025 that by now you should have made your first payment to the contingent, and that allows the contingent to pay for and book flights and buses and all the other components that allow us to get to the Jamboree. And whilst I appreciate that the final payment is not due until later in the year, the payment schedule is important in managing the engagement of suppliers for our contingent. So group leaders, can you please make sure that everyone is up to date with their payments? And should families need some support, they can contact the contingent through the email that's below. Can I also highlight Future Scout Day at the Jamboree, which is scheduled for Saturday the 11th of January. So this is a day that is dedicated to our Cub Scouts and our Joey Scouts who wish to visit the Jamboree and take part in the many on-site activities. The Scouts attending the Jamboree on that day will be participating in other activities, which means that our Cub Scouts and Joey Scouts will have access to all of the on-site activities. So it's a great opportunity, particularly for our Cub Scouts, to get a real feel of the Scout section and lets them see the size and the enormity of a Jamboree. So I encourage you to work with your groups and to mark the 11th of January 2025 in your diary to head up to Maryborough for what will be a wonderful day for our Cub Scouts and our Joey Scouts. I thought I would remind everybody about the Leadership Through Adventure Fund, which the next round will be closing on the 15th of July 2024. Now, this is an opportunity for some funding to support an adventurous journey for our youth members. I'd also highlight that any proposed journey or activity needs to go through the normal planning process with the respective approvals and risk assessments that are required. And further, it's also important that the youth members undertaking the journey hold the relevant stages in outdoor adventure skills to complete the activity safely. So this is critically important, and whilst the funding can be challenging to obtain the right skill sets, is also very important to ensure that we complete the activity. And there's a link below to the Leadership Through Adventure Fund. A reminder to all of our leaders that the AFCI badges that we wear on our uniform as a special event badge are due to be removed from the uniform on the 30th of June 2024. So please mark that date in your diary to ensure that we're removing them off our uniform by that date. Don't forget my ARP video is still available if your ARP is yet to be held, so the link's below if you'd like to download that. I've mentioned previously about the transition of our mandatory training modules, Child Safe Scouting and Workplace Health and Safety, migrating to the 2 yearly cycles instead of 3. Now that change occurred this week on the 18th of June, and you will have received some correspondence, or you will receive some correspondence in the coming week if this change impacts on your current expiry date for these modules and brings it into the 2024 calendar year. You will have heard from the state government that they have announced some exciting changes to the Fair Play voucher scheme in Queensland. And this scheme now sees vouchers valued at $200 and they will be available to all families. So this is a really great opportunity for current and new members of Scouting to assist in funding fees. This comes into effect from the 1st of July for 2024 and is for 12 months. I am concerned about the increase in incident reporting that relates to the inappropriate use of knives. The reporting of these issues is really important. However, we need to address the reasons as to why we have had an incident. It seems some of our youth members have used these to threaten others, which is inappropriate and unacceptable behaviour. And when it occurs, requires a serious conversation with the youth involved and their parents. And how did we get to that stage? Why did the youth member have a knife with them at the respective activity? We would all be aware of the current community climate regarding knives, and Scouting as a training and learning organisation allows for the use of knives in appropriate circumstances for pioneering activities. Policy and Rules 12.9 prohibits the use other than clasp knives, while our QBSI 8.3.11 stipulates that clasp knives, pocket, fold up, may be carried in the pocket by Scouts for the purpose of pioneering. It's the responsibility of leaders to ensure that before they permit Scouts to carry those knives on their person, that they have the maturity to understand and apply the safety and care of those knives. And this rule does not override any state legislation. And it's stressed that the pocket knife is not considered part of the Scout uniform, but is intended only to be used for carrying out pioneering activities. And there's a link to the policy and rules in the QBSI below. So leaders, can we perhaps please review this with your unit prior to undertaking any of those activities? This week I've attended the Aspley Scout Group annual report presentation. I've met with the Region Commissioners online for our monthly catch-up, and I've attended the Branch Finance Committee meeting. Finally, you may have heard that we are saying goodbye to our Finance Manager Fran and our IT Manager Michael. And can I simply express my gratitude and yours to Fran and Michael as they take a different career path, and we want to wish them all the best for their future endeavours. I hope you have a great week and good scouting.